Thank you to today's video sponsor, ASICmarketplace.com. If you're in the market for the top ASIC miners, look no further than ASICmarketplace.com. They have some of the best miners on the market in 2025. To name just a few, Bitmain Antminer L9 and L7, the AlphaPex DG1 Plus, the Canon Avalon A15 XP, and many more. And oh, home miners, ASICmarketplace.com has you covered as well. The AlphaPex DG Home 1, the Bombax EZ100C, the Ice River AL2 Lite, and many more. Finally, 3 big reasons I like ASICmarketplace.com. First, the price on their website is to your door. Shipping and import tax is included in the price. Second, they accept cryptocurrency as a payment method. And third, I've been working with them for over 2 years and never had a bad experience buying from ASICmarketplace.com. Go check out ASICmarketplace.com today and use my discount code to save $100 at checkout. Hello, how's it going, guys? Welcome back. We are here. This is our third kind of Q&A Tuesday afternoon live stream. Thank you guys very much for coming to hang out with me today. As always, we are live on YouTube every Tuesday at 12:30 to 2 o'clock. It is very much, we're not only live on YouTube, but we're also live on Twitter. And we are more recently live on TikTok. So say hi to our TikTok audience there. How's it going, TikTok? And we will be adding Instagram here in the next few weeks. We just have to go ahead on Instagram and hit that 1,000 followers on Instagram, and then we'll be live on Instagram as well. And then breaking into the new year, once we're into January, we will be adding Twitch to the mix as well. So we will be live on all, 5 total platforms all at the same time. But please watch on the platform that is best for you. I'm not asking you to go here or go there. Just watch on your platform of choice. If you are over on TikTok, please give me a heads up on how the live stream is running. My phone is a little stuttery today, and I don't know if it's the phone or what it is, but would appreciate it absolutely for sure. So we're going to be spending the next hour and a half just answering Q&A questions. I really enjoy it. Should be a lot of fun. The thing is, on YouTube, with all the videos that I do, the challenge is that I can't answer every question. I can't get to every question. And a lot of the questions are repeat questions, right? That I deal with a lot. And so this is a perfect outlet just to ask those questions that you're concerned about, or you want like a decent amount of question there. So this is the perfect outlet, the perfect platform, guys. So this is really for you. Plus, I think I get more out of it than you guys do, to be honest. So let me throw on just a little background music here. Nothing too crazy. There we go. If that is too loud on the music, if you're on YouTube or Twitter, please give me a quick shout and let me know. Hello over to Bill Thomas and Craig over on TikTok. Welcome Smitty, welcome Rick. Thank you guys for coming to hang out with us on TikTok. Today we're chatting about crypto mining, whatever else, feel free guys, and that would be absolutely awesome. I am answering all of your questions. If you are on Twitter, post them in chat. If you're on TikTok, post it in chat. If you're on YouTube, which is my biggest platform, I just ask that you use the little ask your questions here bar up top. Click on that, and you guys can ask your questions there. Because I was such a larger following on YouTube, it takes all those questions and puts them into like one list for me, so it makes things much easier. What's going on, bud? Thank you, Charlie, for joining over on TikTok. Thanks, guys. Do appreciate it. Let's catch up on YouTube here. I want to see kind of what you guys have been chatting about since we launched things. A lot of you guys coming in live from Switzerland and Canada, joining me from the Nextin Army in India. Welcome, guys. I actually had the pleasure of meeting Nextin 2 mining disrupts ago and his crew over there, so that was really cool. You guys like that intro? I'm glad you guys did. Switzerland, as we talked about. You like the Nova in YouTube chat says you really enjoyed that intro animation. I'm glad, absolutely glad to hear, which is great. Funky ran into ads. Oh, sorry to hear that. Did you like load up the YouTube channel, came in a little bit late, and you're like, dang it, what's this ad going on here? Paradigm Miner says, waking up at 3 a.m., fixing my rig's flight sheet on Hive. Hope all is well. Well, first, why did you get up at 3 a.m.? Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Let's see. So, all right. So let's go ahead. We got Toronto coming in here. Indiana coming in. Welcome, guys. Cowboy coming in over on TikTok. Thank you guys very much for joining us today. This will be fun. All right. Oh, me speaking. That's weird. I didn't run any ads or anything like that. That would be definitely frustrating. So I'm sorry to hear that, Funky. Hopefully things work out. Skyhammer over on TikTok. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. All right, so what we're going to do is at the very top on YouTube, at least, there's a white bar. It says, ask your questions here. And feel free to guys to go ahead and post any of your questions that you have, thoughts that you have going on, and I'll answer them the best I can, or steer you in the right direction. Or if I can't really answer it, I'll just say, hey, let me get back to you on that, which would be great. We got here representing from North Dakota. Have I been to North Dakota? I don't think so. I was in South Dakota at a mining farm in South Dakota, but not North Dakota. Funky says, Coinbase jacked your stream. Ah, those advertisements, I tell you. Ronald Burns, welcome over on TikTok, which is good. Miners understand the late night fixes, overclocking. Oh yeah, 100%. All right, so let's look to see if we got any questions in here quite yet. Looks like you guys have started adding them, which is great. Looks like we got Toshi Chad over on Twitter. Welcome. Same thing with Enjoy Polo. Welcome, guys, to the stream. Do appreciate it. Toshi Chad has hit me up after last stream. He hit me up finding out if I knew anything or what my thoughts are on Nat. He did send me some links on YouTube or on Twitter, I'm sorry, about the project. And I'm going to be totally honest, I did not look at any of them so far. I'll be honest, Toshi Chad, the community came off very spammy. Like, you posted, and this is not on, it's fine. Like, this is not like me throwing hate or shade. You posted about like my question, or you asking the question and such. And like, I just got bombarded with scammy upon scammy comments, DMs about your project, and it entirely turned me off. I get hit up about projects all the time, right? Via email, hey, would you do a video, or would you collaborate with us, or would you help pump our coin? And I'm like, no, no, and no. And then I see that same behavior on YouTube in my YouTube comments about like, go check out this coin, it's kind of pumping and this, and it's like, not just one comment, it's like 10, 20, 30. It's just oversaturating, to be honest with you. And when projects take the marketing spam, meme coin, just blast the community out with their token, hoping to add value to it, as a proof of work miner, I'm like, nope, I'm not really interested. So will I look at your project? Yes, because I told you I would. However, that is not the approach to get people interested in knowing about your project. Not on you, just saying in general about that community. It is a massive turnoff, and it's meme coin behavior. And I'll be honest, I entirely dislike it when I just get bombarded on all outlet and fronts about a project, and I'm like, nope, delete, block, put on my ban list. I don't really have any interest. So I'm just giving you a heads up, because that marketing strategy, not to say it was you, it just been other members of the community, is just not a good look for any project at this point. So just giving you a heads up on that, because I did want to make sure that I did answer that, because you did ask about it last live stream here. Cool shirt. I hear Luxor is looking at Nat too. And there it is. Let's see here. So this question comes in from Enjoy Polo over on Twitter. How does the recent downturn affect mining? Great question. So the market has dipped significantly with Bitcoin, and we've seen a lot of the altcoins that have dipped as well. You know, everything really, we saw everything dip at once, right? But then the dust settles a little bit and you start to see some movement. So like Bitcoin almost getting back up to 90 again. So these, what I like to tell people, especially new people that have come into the industry of crypto mining, is that expect 20 to 30% swings, because it's entirely normal. Like, and the hard part is it almost gives you a thicker skin, because traditionally when you see 20 to 30% swings in traditional finance, you're like, holy cow, I need to get out. In crypto, I'll be honest, when I see 20 to 30% swings like we did more recently, I break out that, I don't want to say credit card, because I don't actually own a credit card, to be honest with you, but that was like my action, break out a credit card, and I buy. But I'm not buying with fiat. Like, I'm buying with crypto. A lot of you guys know my strategy is take about 80% of my mining rewards into USDC or USDT for opportunities, just like the last like week or two, and I buy up, right? And I buy up, and so for me, like, I'll be honest, first day we saw that massive dip, I bought almost $5,000 in crypto, but I spread it out, right? And then every day after that, it's like $500, $500. I DCA into all of these, and I look at it as a really good buying opportunity. Now, granted, I understand, and I will hear this, and I want to make sure that I answer it, is that when the market dips, I'm just like, okay, great. Like, I go ahead and respond. I'm not like, oh crap, I got to turn off miners right now. I need to sell tokens. I need to get out. I've been in it long enough where I'm like, these are great buying opportunities. And I look at it as a discount. When Bitcoin dips, I'm like, ooh, Bitcoin's at a discount today, I'm going to buy it. It's like going into a store down a clearance aisle and you're like, ooh, I've had my eye on that, I want to buy that. And so a lot of people will also say like, oh, I don't have any money to buy any crypto when it dips. That's actually a really shitty strategy you have for crypto mining. Then if you are so over leveraged that you don't have any expendable income put aside when the market dips, you should really review your strategy. That's why I tell people, and I get it, but like, this doesn't work for everybody. But for me, 80% of my mining rewards go into USDC, USDT, and then I have 10% going to Bitcoin, 10% going to Dogecoin. Now that's traditionally with like script miners and with Bitcoin miners, but I do that because like, I got to pay my electric bill. My electric bill right now, my shed was almost $5,000, and with my second shed will be, when it's full, another $5,000. So it's very expensive. So I can't pay that out of pocket. If you can, kudos to you. But I use that to pay my electric bill. I do this full time now, so I use some of that to pay salary. I use some of that to buy mining hardware. I use some of that to buy tokens when they do drop. Any tokens, really. I mean, I bought Solana the other day. What else did I buy the other day? I forget what else it was, but you definitely got to take advantage of it. So answering your question there, Enjoy, by the way, Enjoy Polo on Twitter. Thank you for asking that. When the market dips like this, I just don't get upset. I don't get scared. I don't get concerned. And I just keep on keeping on. But great question. Thank you very much for answering it. I'm going to take another one over here on Twitter. Oh, you like the shirt? Thank you. I'm glad you like the shirt. I do see Dan Keller stopping in on Twitter. Hey, old man. Hope all is well. All is doing good, Dan. Hopefully the new direction of the project is fruitful and doing well for you guys. Hopefully a little bit easier to manage with just kind of focusing now on your network, which I think is great. Going that avenue. It's different, which I think is good. Let's look here. Toshi chatted, said, yeah, our community is very active. There is a company behind it, but it's not a new proof of work coin. It's part of Bitcoin itself, awarded together. Correct. So it's kind of like you're kind of like merge mining Bitcoin, but you can earn additional rewards, is what's going on there. Hey, shout out, by the way, in chat, Bare Naked Miner, Ranch Hand, Frank, thank you guys very much for being members on the YouTube channel. I do appreciate you. All right, so let's take a question here. We're jumping over to YouTube. If you guys are on YouTube, there's a white bar at the top that says ask your questions. Please go ahead, post your questions there. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can. I never get to all the questions, but I'll try my best, and kind of going from there. Funky says, I am just starting to get into solo mining Bitcoin. Awesome. Welcome. I'm making a protocol called FlexHash Lite, where people can buy terahash in our solo rigs, and with the incoming money, we purchase more rigs. Interesting. So it's kind of like a nice hash. You can do solo mining over there. You can also do mining rig rentals, allows you to do rentals there as well. I think it's a great avenue to go, and I hope you good luck with it. I think you just need to have a solid product and people will definitely follow behind you on that, which I think is good. Following up here, let's see. I'm going to drop down here to Little Finny 100. Maybe this question is just in a future video. Do you have any data from years ago when you purchased miners as to what days of ROI was at time of purchase versus how long it actually took? So, great question on ROI. I like to tell people, and this is a very hard pill to swallow for people that come in from traditional finance or traditional business, and they step into the crypto world and they go, okay, I'm going to spend, let's say $5,000 on this ASIC miner. When do I ROI? And I can be like, well, right now the ROI is, let's say 360 days. And they're like, wow, that's fantastic. Awesome. Like, I can go ahead and make my money back in 360 days. And then after that, it's all profit. And I'm like, yep. And I'm like, but ask me again in 5 minutes. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, it's crypto mining. Prices go up, they go down, they sit stagnant for a while. Your ROI changes every single day, every 5 minutes, let's say. Like, well, wait, well, then how am I looking at this investment as a safe play? And I'm like, because it's not. You're into crypto, let alone crypto mining. Crypto mining is very volatile. You will take wins where you make buku bucks and you hold on to a miner. Look at like the Z15 Pro. People held on to that, plugged it back in. They're making $40, $50, $60, $70 a day right now, even in a down market, and they held on to that ASIC for a long time. You have other people that come in and they're like, great, I just bought this miner for $17,000, and 6 months later, that same miner is selling for $7,000, and I'm making a fraction of my profits. And it's like, yep, that's crypto mining. A lot of people really struggle with ROI, and that's why I tell people, and this is hard, take your ROI mindset and just throw it out the window when you jump into crypto mining, because it will be so difficult. You will keep yourself up at night. It'll be a struggle. Look at getting into crypto mining as an aggressive gamble play. That's what I tell people. Nothing is absolute. Profits are not guaranteed. And that's hard. That's really, really hard for people. But I think it's healthy coming in and just knowing and learning that right away so that you don't get in. Because a lot of people step in and they're like, okay, great. The L9 makes like $20 a day. Well, based off of this math, it'll be paid off by here. Great. I'm going to buy 50 of them. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, what did I do? I thought this was making $20 a day. It's now making $10 a day. Or they come in and they over leverage themselves and take out debt in order to purchase these items, these ASIC miners and things like that. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait, I can't even pay the debt that I have on these miners because the market has dipped. And I always tell people, never buy hardware with debt. Never. You will never pay it back in the time that you originally expected. So hopefully that answers your question there. Great question coming in from Funky Fruit. I'm going to jump back in the live stream here, checking back in over on Twitter. Question here says, what's the future of Bitcoin mining given halvings with making more difficulty and scarcity? Is it going to be a billionaire's hobby later? So it's a great question in that regard. As time goes on, Bitcoin mining itself becomes harder and harder, to be honest with you. And the reason is just like you had said, the network difficulty continues to go up. The network hash rate continues to go up with Bitcoin mining. And so the challenge is that one Bitcoin miner like doesn't cut it. And you can honestly see that when you set up your first Bitcoin miner and you're like, okay, making a few bucks a day, this is great, but you don't feel like you're making like amazing progress and such. And so what a lot of people will say is like, and we see these massive mining farms standing up all the time. Every other week, it's like a new mining farms launching, if it's in Texas or Iowa. Those are like the two states where like, holy cow, talk about like the number. I've been to those states the most to visit mining farms, and there's just more and more mining farms coming up and operating, and at larger scale with more capital, with more hash rate. It's just wild, absolutely wild. So to answer your question on like, is Bitcoin a billionaire's game? I wouldn't say it's a billionaire's game. I would say that it has become very enterprise level and industrialized. And so over the last, I don't know, 2 years, maybe 3 years, where we've seen your traditional hobbyist or home miner that wants to expand into bigger units, is people are mining other coins or with other miners that the networks are not as saturated, the difficulty isn't increasing as much, and then converting over to Bitcoin. Script mining, Dogecoin, Litecoin is a great example of that. But thanks for asking that question, Enjoy. Polo. I do appreciate it very, very much. Let's jump back over to YouTube here, catching up with chat, seeing what you guys are chatting about, which is always good. We'll be live, guys, till about 2 o'clock today. So feel free to throw your questions in there. If you're on TikTok, hello TikTok, how are you guys? Thank you guys very much for joining me. Joseph coming in, Rob, David, welcome guys, happy to have you. Let's see here, we got Hawk Crypto Mining, 1,100 people watching. No, that's not real, is it? I don't look at my viewer numbers when wow, that is totally botted. There is not a chance in hell. There's not a chance in hell. That must be a bug, because I don't believe that for 1 second. I don't look at my viewer numbers when I stream. It's just not healthy in my mind. Like, you shouldn't be focused on your viewers that you're having. So if it is, I don't know why, and I don't know where that traffic is coming from. But yeah, I've never been view botted on YouTube. So this could be a first. Maybe we know we've made it when that happens. But yeah, absolutely wild. Let's see here. Let me catch up. Let me see. All right, so we're gonna jump over on YouTube to our next question here, guys. Don't forget to use that white bar at the top for your questions, and I'll try to answer as many as I can here. Let's see here. Nova comes in, says, I used to GPU mine in 2008 and 2019 era. Well, that's awesome, man. Good for you. When DGB was big. Oh man, it's a story about that. I'll come back to that in a minute. But let me finish answering your question here. Let's see, where did that go? Are people still mining it? It looks like there's a lot of hype for solo mining BCH. So great question. So first off, kudos to you for GPU mining in 2018, 2019. That was just before my time stepping into the crypto mining space. But during that time period, I dabbled. And what I dabbled with was actually, I learned of this website, and I don't know if anyone else has heard of this website called MinerGate. And it was a website well ahead of its time, where a lot of you guys know these other programs like Cryptex and NiceHash and Unminable, Salad, where you could put an app on your desktop computer and run it, and it would utilize your GPU and your CPU. But back in 2018, 2019, you could get away with like an Intel i3 and like integrated graphics, to be honest with you. And so I went and I did this as a proof of concept on a computer, and you just run it, and what it would do is it would mine with all the hardware it could, and it would profit switch on the algorithm that it was running. So I saw this as a quick proof of concept, and I went out and bought like 19 more computers, set them up on a rack in my basement. You know, I thought I was well ahead of my time, and I did it for like 3 months and was like, man, I'm not making buku bucks. I'm not rich. I'm out. So I sold everything. Oh my gosh, I should have just set it, forget it, like what I know now, and just let it run. Because I came back to that wallet like years later, and it was actually on their platform, and I had Ethereum in there, I had DGB, I had BCH, Monero. I had so many different coins in there, and I was like, now it wasn't anything crazy, but the price of all those tokens had significantly appreciated, which was fantastic. So quick story there for you there at Nova Spark. But talking about BCH, yes, a lot of people with your solo Bitcoin miners, SHA-256 miners, are also using some of their solo miners for solo mining BCH. Your chances to hit a block are significantly easier. People are hitting them much faster. Last I looked, I think it was what, like $1,500 for a BCH block. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, a really cool concept that people are doing. But what I find is like people aren't, if they only have one solo Bitcoin miner, they're not running it on Bitcoin Cash. They'll run it on Bitcoin. But people that have multiples, they'll take like one and they'll put it on Bitcoin Cash and stuff. And it may be a faster way to earn profits with those units. So definitely, possibly a way to go. Guys, I am taking questions on TikTok as well as over on Twitter. So thank you guys very much for joining me and chatting things out. Most of the questions I'm taking on YouTube just because of a larger audience, and there's a little white bar at the top for the YouTube audience. You can ask your question right there, and it consolidates all the questions down, because in the live chat it's just it definitely takes some time to go ahead and scroll. So it definitely makes things much easier, which is really nice. I just saw this question and I definitely want to answer it and be honest about it. Hypnostir, how's the Gold Shell XT miner working for you? I think you're referring to the Gold Shell XT box. I sold mine. Once I actually sold it for 2,700 bucks. I made out like a bandit with it. I mined with it for some time, got a nice bag of XT, and then went ahead and sold it because I knew this is something we've seen with Gold Shell time and time again. They come in, they release a miner on a project that is this big, and the miner's hash rate is this big, and it just decimates the network. And so I saw the writing on the wall where profits were just going down, 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 and down. And it just made sense that, like, hey, I need to sell this thing before it's not profitable and it's a paperweight. So I went ahead and sold it for $2,700 during all the hype. I originally got it for $2,000, and so I made a profit from it, and I made the money from the XT. So I wanted to answer that because I literally just saw that, like, coming through chat, and I was like, ooh, this is definitely one I want to answer. All right, let's see. Thanks for taking the time to answer your questions. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely enjoy Polo. That's why I do these. Guys, if you guys enjoy this format of just like Q&A, I'm doing this now every Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. And as I said, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. We will be adding Instagram once we get enough followers over there. You have to have 1,000 followers on Instagram. Instagram is something new I'm dabbling into. Twitch will launch on January 1st. And we will be doing it live on Twitch as well. But like, stay on the platform, as I've said, that you prefer. If you prefer one platform, Twitch versus YouTube, then use Twitch. If you're a Twitter person, stay on Twitter. Like, I just want to make sure that I am on as many platforms as I can to reach as many people as possible. It's kind of my goal there. All right, so let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss any of these questions as we go down here. This question comes in from UES2982. What are your thoughts on the Hammer Miner script Doge Litecoin miner? Great question. My second question for you in that, though, is did you see my video yesterday where I did the top 3 miners for under $500? And the Hammer Miner was actually the bonus miner that I talked about in that video from yesterday, talking about everything I know about the miner. I actually got a chance to see that miner at Mining Disrupt. I love it. I mean, seriously, I'm a huge fan of like solo mining Bitcoin and all the different bit axes and nerd queues and all these other products out there for solo mining Bitcoin. The magic miners, I love it. I love all that stuff. I love that I can run it from home. I love that I'm not breaking the bank, and that I set up my own solo Bitcoin node. Now we're starting to see, and I was wondering when we'd see this, is when do we start to see the BitAxe equivalent for script mining? And that's the Hammer Time miner. It's actually made by the team over at PlebSource, currently for sale. I believe it's exclusively over at Helium Deploy. But yes, I actually have one. I think it ships out Friday. I have one coming to me. I'm doing a giveaway for one in yesterday's video. And I'll give you a sneak peek here just for you, UES. I will have a dedicated video on the Hammer Miner that I'll be doing, and I'll be giving away one in that video. And Helium Deploy actually provided me another one that I'll be giving away in the entire month of December using a Gleam style giveaway. So there's literally 3 opportunities to win a Hammer Miner on my channel over the next 30 days or so. But no, I absolutely, and for like $325, to me, it's a no-brainer to play that. And if you hit a Dogecoin block, it's worth 10,000 Doge, which is absolutely insane, like absolutely wild to me. So it's an avenue I am very much interested in going down more and more. Oh, no problem. No problem. Glad to help. All right, so let me go ahead here. Let's grab some more questions as we go down the list. Great question there. Let's see. Why don't I try hydro miners? Great question. Thank you very much for asking this, Wizard ZZZ. So hydro mining, let's talk about hydro mining. So when you first start to go look at, let's say you're looking at ASIC miners or Bitcoin miners, right? And you're like, okay, I want to look at how can I get the most hash rate for the cheapest cost? Well, that makes sense. Kind of your price per terahash there. You're instantly going to stumble upon hydro miners, and you're like, okay, I'm just going to throw out some numbers. This miner is $1,900. That's amazing, and it's got 325 terahash. That's insane. Why would I buy these other miners? I've had many people reach out to me, buy that hydro miner, they get it, and they're like, okay, now what? Because they think it's like an all-in-one solution, almost like an AIO for like your PC. And they're like, okay, how do I plug it in? Where do I plug it in? Doesn't it cool itself? And it's like, no. The reason that hydro miners are significantly cheaper is 2 reasons. One, The infrastructure cost to run a hydro miner is significantly more. Let's say you're a home miner. You still have to get everything else you need to actually cool that unit. You need your water pump. You actually need your radiator setup, your kind of your water tower setup to cool everything. You need all of that just to run one miner, let alone if you decide to go host it. That hosting facility needs to support everything. And so the challenge is with hydro miners is the cost is less because the infrastructure cost is more. You can't just take that miner, plug it in, and run it. Now, the second thing is the electric cost for your hydro miners is significantly higher. I mean, a lot of these have up to 5,000 watts each. So yeah, the terahash looks amazing and the profitability looks amazing, but the power, which is your operating costs, which takes, you know, some of that profit out of your revenue, is a lot more. So hydro, I feel like we are like 2 years out, I feel like, from hydro being more mainstream and having more hosting companies that allow me to go ahead and buy a hydro miner and ship it to them and they host it. But I don't think hydro is definitely tough to do. Now, I am going to be experimenting with hydro. I did get my hands on a Bitmain Ant Rack. It's a 4-unit hydro unit, and it's all self-contained hydro unit, but it requires 3-phase. You know, you do have to have some type of expertise in what you're running. And I do have to buy the miners as well. So I'm actually actively looking for a home for that Ant Rack so that I can dabble into hydro mining. You just can't get 3-phase in the United States in a residential setting. So it's definitely a tough one, but great question there, Wizard. Thank you very much for asking it. Hopefully I did answer your question there. All right. Techman, that's a great video idea. Are you going to do a video comparing the hammer to the byte with the single Dogecoin hash byte? I mean, I absolutely could. I mean, you can do a price per mega hash there to kind of determine which one's better. A lot of people will solo mine with their bytes. I'm solo mining with I have 3 bytes. I'm solo mining with them as well. So it's not a bad idea, actually. So good question there to ask. Now that's a great video idea that just to stumble upon, which is good. All right, so let's go ahead here and take a look, continuing down our questions here. Let's see, this one comes in from Riley Wayway. What do you think of Caspa pumping over the last 24 hours? Was at the bottom, do you think? Great question. So really good timing. Riley, I actually went ahead and recorded a video yesterday with Greater Good Mining. If you guys aren't familiar with Greater Good Mining, go check out his YouTube channel. So he started GPU mining Caspa early on, and he was dual mining it like a lot of us. You know, we were doing it with Ergo and dual mining Caspa, and then he actually built his own FPGAs in order to mine Caspa. So like he was early adopter into Caspa mining with the FPGAs, and then when the first batch of Ice Rivers came out, and that was when like we couldn't fathom this company called Ice River that had this miner making $1,000. What was it, like $1,500 a day in Caspa when it first launched? This was the first batch of the KS1s. He took the plunge and bought it, and I think it was like $30,000 or something like that. And so he's one of the early adopters into Caspa. He's always been very much in the weeds and kept up to date with Caspa and the Caspa project. And so I sat down with him yesterday, recorded a video. It's actually dropping tomorrow. It's very much on kind of where do we go from here as Caspa miners? And it answers a lot of that. And we talked about this pump that we saw of Caspa, of even a 12% pump is pretty good. But there's a lot of things lacking with Caspa right now, especially for us Caspa miners. And I'm not going to go ahead and leak it. I'm going to push you to watch tomorrow's video, Riley. And hopefully that answers your question. But thank you for asking that, because we talk for 25 minutes about Caspa. So I think it'll be a perfect video for you. So keep an eye out for it. Drops at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. For email 778, does removing the fans to use an AC Infinity fan from the S21 Pro void the product warranty purchased via Amazon? Okay, so your manufacturer warranty is always like 30 days or whatever. So I mean, I guess sometimes it's for a full year. These units are built to be entirely disassembled and reassembled. Amazon doesn't come into play here. Like, Amazon's not protecting you here with these miners, I promise you. So that being said, you can 100% take apart these miners and put them back together and still get your unit warranted if there's a problem with it and it's under the warranty. So you need to look at the manufacturer warranty, not at like, oh, well, this is what Amazon's warranty said. That's not going to help you out. Go to the manufacturer. If it's a bit, well, it's a Bitmain, right? So your serial number, I would actually like, that's something that you need to investigate, because if you're getting it not from like a reputable reseller, or you're not getting it from Bitmain, like how old is that actual unit? Because you want to see how long that warranty goes for. Because if you send it out for repair and you have an issue, your biggest issue with those, like control boards and power supplies, are the easiest thing in the world to replace. And actually, if you really want to learn form email, I've actually done a video on this. If you scroll back, I would recommend you take your ASIC miner, strip that sucker down to all parts, and then put it back together, and you will learn everything you need to know about managing and servicing your ASIC miner doing that. Do not be afraid. These miners, if you ever built a computer before, you can strip down an ASIC to full parts and put it back together. It's super simple. There's very little parts in an ASIC miner. You got your chassis, your fans, your power supply, your control board, your hash boards, you got ribbon cables, you got your bus bars, some terminal screws, fans, as I said, and that's really it. So that being said, you can go ahead and swap out your cooling mechanism, swap out those high RPM fans, put in the AC Infinity inline fan, and you'll be good to go. Definitely good to go. I think you'll really enjoy those for sure. Welcome for everybody coming to join over on TikTok. We got Will, Nando, Kyle, Gene. Thank you guys very much for coming to hang out with me on TikTok. Shout out to the community over on Twitter, chatting over there as well. All right, let me jump back to the live chat, and then we'll grab some more questions here, because you guys are hitting me with those questions, which is great. Keep those questions coming. Guys, submit your questions in that white bar up top if you're over on YouTube. Just makes it much, much easier for me to follow along. It makes it much easier for me to make sure that I get to as many questions as I can. We will be live streaming for about another 50 minutes now, actually. Each Tuesday, we're doing a live stream from 12:30 to 2. This is our third week doing it. And it's just pure Q&A. Just bam, bam, bam. Quick fire questions, the best I can. You know me, I can't just give you like a one-sentence answer. So some of these questions will definitely take longer. Let's see. I think I missed this one. From Funky, I wish these companies would better explain DDP and tariffs aren't part of their $300 shipping cost. What's your take on this? Everything you get, if it's okay, if you're going to buy a miner and you want to avoid the giant question mark of how much is it going to cost me for tariffs, regardless of what their website says, buy from companies that have US stock. US stock is more expensive, but these companies have paid the customs and tariffs. So like, you're out there and you're looking for an ASIC miner and you're like, oh, this website has it listed for $500 less. I'm going to go with this website. But then you go and look at a US company and they're like, man, why is that so much more expensive? Well, you learn pretty quickly that when they ship that ASIC, they don't have any documentation with it or anything like that with cover DDP or tariffs. They're not covering that cost. They're throwing it over to you. So you get a call from DHL. This happens to me all the time with working with these companies, or I get an email and it's like, hey, Hobbyist, your miner's here at customs. Okay, cool. You owe, I had one that was like $3,000. Like, now I got some things corrected with it, but you can owe several $100s. And it's all a portion. And if you're like, I don't want to pay it, they're like, okay, fine, we'll ship it back. You don't get your money back. Like, if you go ahead and you don't pay customs and it goes back to wherever it came from in China, they're not hunting you down to be like, we're sorry, John, we're going to go ahead and refund this for you. We're going to send it again. You're shit out of luck. So when you play that game of chasing, that's the issue. So many people come into this and they're like, all right, well, I'm used to going on Google and looking for this item. And then when I find it, I'm going to go ahead and buy it. And then there's all these challenges with it. That's why for people, I push people all the time. And this is not like a YouTube thing. This is not a marketing thing. This is not a promotion thing. This is just going over to my website and going to my trusted vendors. Because if you shop with the trusted vendors that I use, that I've worked with, I'm transparent in there to be like, yep, this one covers your customs. This one doesn't. This one has US stock. This one doesn't. And if you ever get into a pickle and you're like, hey, I need some help, I'm always able, you can email me. You can message me in my Discord and be like, hey, I bought this ASIC. I'm having challenges. Can you help me out? I can reach out to my contacts at that company and help you out. The challenge is that we are such a price driven society that like we just go on Google and search for these things, we spend our money there, and then we have no clue like where to go from there. And that's definitely a massive challenge. So be careful where you're looking to buy miners from. Hopefully Funky Fruit, that answers your question there. And I'm sorry that I went past it. I just saw it and came back to it. Question coming in from Rizzo over on YouTube. Thoughts on Cryptex? I've seen a couple others YouTubers putting rigs on it. Yeah, so I actually have a video. When was that? Last week? Yeah, last week on Cryptex. I think it's a great way to two things I tell people with Cryptex. It's a great way to learn the fundamentals of mining, like taking hardware, mining it with an application, and earning some type of mining reward. Cryptex will take a look at your CPU and your GPU. We'll pick the best algorithms at that time. We'll mine them, and then it'll swap over. And let me check this text message real quick. Just want to make sure nothing nope, we're good. And we'll pay you out in Bitcoin, which is great, which is absolutely awesome. Now, am I telling you to go build a computer just for Cryptex? No. But Cryptex is a great avenue to go. Some people I've seen, Brandon Coin, I've seen Modern Mining discussing using Cryptex when their AI-based rigs aren't getting rented. So just to have them earn a little bit on the side, which I think is a great avenue. I like Cryptex because it allows anybody, regardless of your, traditionally, regardless of your hardware, regardless of how much capital you had to spend on hardware, that you can at least step into crypto mining at a basic fundamental level and learn the ropes before deciding to invest. I don't see Cryptex as the like, I need to go spend money to build hardware to run on Cryptex. I don't think that's the avenue to go. Cryptex is nice because it doesn't have KYC, it doesn't have age limitations, so you can be any age, you know, a 13-year-old kid with a computer, and you can, you know, when you're not using it. Now, the one thing I really like about Cryptex, which I kind of wanted to push people in that video to utilize, is with Cryptex, there's two options that you can run. One that says run when Windows starts up. You want to enable that. And the second one that says when my computer's active, stop running. So the nice thing is like you can run it. Like I have it on my computer right now. It's not running because my computer's active. The second I walk away to go run some errands, or I go to bed or whatever, the store, my computer's idle. It kicks in and starts doing that work. So that is a great avenue to go. It's just reutilizing that hardware. Now, if you're like, oh my gosh, what's the electric cost? How much am I going to pay? Dude, it's so little. I don't know why you're overly concerned about it, but that's just my thoughts there. But hopefully that answers your question, Rizzo, on Cryptex moving forward for people, because I do think it's a really good idea. What's up, Nick? Welcome, welcome. You're up early, Nick. Thanks for coming to join. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, put your questions. If you're over on YouTube, put your questions in that white bar up top. It just says ask your question here. It just makes it easier for me to follow through. Because, like, scanning through chat can be really, really hard trying to keep up with it. So that's why, at least on YouTube. On Twitter and TikTok, I have a much smaller audience. So it's much easier for me to get through things the best I can. But appreciate it. I love doing this stuff. This is so much fun answering community questions. Scrolling down the list here, question coming in from, what do we got? Annie Kahan. Is bull run actually over? Or are we stuck in a limbo for some alts like Caspa, Cycoin, Cosmos, etc.? So personally, I think your 4-year cycles are over. I've talked about this many times, but this is a great question. Going back the last 2 cycles, where we were with Bitcoin and crypto, they just weren't mainstream. They weren't household names, right? But jumping ahead now, we've had so many things occur, all good things, but so many things occur that I do not personally feel, I personally feel the 4-year cycles are over. And this new up and down law, kind of quick bubbles are the new norm. I don't think, you know, I had a video, I don't know, 6 months back that was like, will there ever be an altcoin season? Because I don't know that there will be. This could very much, because a lot of times, if you looked at the past, and people try to look at the past and like try to map things out, I think you're crazy. If you look at the past, altcoin seasons have kicked off when there's been massive Bitcoin liquidation, or when there's been massive amount of disposable income that have occurred, like we've had a lot of the stimulus checks in the US and such. So the challenge is that Bitcoin is not, people are investing more and more into Bitcoin. We're not having these Bitcoin liquidation events at all. to force people to lose faith in Bitcoin and move those funds into altcoins. In addition to that, talking about the cycles, like Bitcoin is a household name. Like you can pretty much ask even a relative and they've heard of Bitcoin. We now have all these different crypto ETFs that are out there as well. We have a pro crypto administration. We just had some legislation, I think it was yesterday or today, that was announced to expand and grow the Bitcoin reserve. It's just, crypto is a normal household name that didn't exist in the past. Now, right now has been really tough for people because just the cost of living is through the roof. People don't have extra money to invest. Your everyday person isn't like, I'm gonna buy $1,000 in Dogecoin because I got some extra money and I want to get into this crypto stuff. So that's the challenge. But with crypto just continuing, more ETFs coming out. We just had Bitcoin being announced as, in the US wanting to be the Bitcoin capital of the world. Like there's so much support behind crypto and Bitcoin now that there's no reason for these different types of, as you said, bull market or bear markets to occur. That's hard though, because we have a lot of people sitting by like, all right, I got these massive bags of altcoins. What do I do with these things? Because there's just isn't this altcoin market that's popping off right now. And that's why a lot of people, like a great example, Caspa, I have a great conversation you guys will enjoy tomorrow with Greater Good Mining, talking about what it's like to be a Caspa miner right now and some of the challenges and what do you do with your bags, and do you keep holding, do you keep mining with it? It's a great question, but yeah, I would say your bull run and your bear markets are over and done with, and I think this is the new norm for crypto. Not everyone would agree with me. You have some very people that are stuck in, nope, it has to be every 4 years, and they're trying to read the bear markets and the bull markets, and they're trying to read charts, and I'm like, dude, just throw that all away. Like, honestly, that's where it comes from. Let's see here. Jumping in here, this one's from Jafuentes. Which mining pools would you recommend for the Avalon Q for solo mining? So I would actually recommend running your own mining pool, your own Bitcoin node at home. If you go back 3 weeks, a month ago, I did a video. It's like a thumbnail of me holding up a miner. It says Bitcoin node. You can run your own Bitcoin node from home for like, if you have some extra PCs lying around, you can run it from any other PC. I recommend, what I use is some HP small Pro books that are that have like a 2 terabyte NVMe in them, and those are like fantastic. I have a Caspa node now running on one, and I have a Bitcoin node running on one. So I would actually mine to your own pool. You continue to decentralize the network, which I think is great. You continue to go ahead and you cut down that latency between your miner and actually the pool. I think it's a great way to go. If you don't want to run your own node at home, a lot of people are using CK Pool. I used Brain Solo Pool for a while. Really happy with Brain Solo Pool. Easy to use, easy to follow. A lot of people will go the extra mile and actually do some ping testing to the different solo pools. You want the lowest ping possible, and that's why a lot of people will go with their own pool to work things out, which is nice. Someone asked this question earlier and I saw it and I didn't answer it. I think when we first launched the stream, I do apologize if you're still here. I don't even remember who it was. You had said, hey, if you're setting up your own solo node, would I recommend Core or Knots? I was actually on a panel about this at Mining Disrupt just 2 weeks ago, discussing Core versus Knots. At the highest level, Core is pretty much just staying true to what you guys know, to what Bitcoin is and what these nodes are running. Knots gives you the ability to filter out spam, spam being not like your email spam, but there have been some bad actors storing different types of files on the Bitcoin network, and they can range from anything really, JPEGs, images, small text files, whatever. They're actually storing them in the blockchain within blocks, and what Knots allows you to do is gives you the option to filter those out so that you are not, one, storing those, and two, that you're not redistributing those, keeping up the blockchain, the transactions. Whereas Core does not. Core is just true and true to exactly what Bitcoin was originally built with and intended for. So that's why there's a big split between the two. I'm currently running Core, but I am going to be moving over to Knots. Great question. For email, question coming in: AMD Ryzen 5950X CPU does 12 kilohash with 64 gigabytes DDR. Do you know if it loses hash rate when running with 16 gigabytes or 32? No, most I don't know what you're running. Are you running Cryptex? Are you running NiceHash? Are you running Salad? Are you running Unminable? I don't know what you're running. There's a few platforms where the memory helps out, but most of the time it's just CPU and GPU. Salad is where your memory takes is a larger factor when you're getting these rig rentals. But traditionally, no, it does not. So hopefully that helps you out there. Kevin has, hey Hobbyist, where can I get hash boards? I'd like to build something like an S19K Pro Slim that Pleb Source released just for fun. Have you looked at Altair Tech? Altair Tech stocks a lot of individual parts, especially within the US. I think they're out of Missouri or Minnesota. I think it's Missouri. Take a look over there to see. If not, you can absolutely look at companies like Zeus Mining, but those are over in China, and you do end up paying very hefty shipping costs as well as getting hit with tariffs. So you end up spending double pretty much, which can be painful. Guys, we'll be going live, or we're continuing to be live till 2 o'clock. So it's about 28 minutes from now. Just to recap, to give you guys an idea, every single Tuesday, 12:30 to 2, we're doing a straight live stream, pure Q&A. We're over on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, and we will be on Instagram, hopefully within the next several months. We have to hit that 1,000 followers, just starting to get an Instagram. And we will be jumping on Twitch starting on January 1st. Just watch on whatever platform you enjoy the most on. Don't have to swap platforms, don't make any changes, just stick with whatever you guys enjoy the most, which I think is great. Going down the list here, Retro Nerds. I just bought a Gold Shell AE. Did I make a mistake? Yes. You bought an Aleo miner, and I don't know if you realize, but you now need to take, when you mine with that, you need to take a portion of, which will happen on the pool level, a portion of those mining rewards will get put back into the pool for staking, because Aleo added a staking mechanism, because they were concerned with people, too many people were liquidating their coin right into Bitcoin, weren't really holding it. So they require you to stake Aleo to mine Aleo. And as soon as that came out, after I got my Aleo miners and that was announced, I was like, nope, sold my Aleo miners. I was like, I am sorry that as a miner, I want choice, and I understand it, that you don't want your coin to be liquidated so quickly. So give us a reason not to liquidate it, was kind of my mindset always. And that's kind of where I came in on things. Let me catch up on chat here. I haven't had a chance to swap over to chat as much, but let me take a look here. I just saw this question here. I wanted to answer it here coming in. JBA, when you are getting your ASICs hosted, I suspect the hosting provider would run their own node to premise to reduce latency. Almost all people that are hosting your miners, you're not solo mining with them, because you're spending $250 to $300 a month in electric. So you're not going to solo mine for a chance to hit a block. So you're going to mine traditionally to the pools. There are some hosting companies that will run their own pools, and larger companies, massive companies, have their own pools that are entirely private, that are on site, very similar to kind of what you're talking about. But most hosting companies do not have their own pools. I don't know that they want to be pool operators too. It can get a little like messy. So yeah, Rizzo says Aleo is poo now. Yep. Appreciate the live stream, just really getting into home mining. Awesome, love it. Yeah, love it. Thanks guys for coming out today. This is always a lot of fun. Let me jump back over to the questions tab. Here we go. Oh, here's a question from Dan over on TikTok. Dan, first off, is the TikTok live stream really laggy? Because like my phone is like glitching, and I want to know if the TikTok live stream is like dying. Can anybody in chat let me know if it's on TikTok or if you're on YouTube or Twitter? If you jump over to TikTok just for a test, let me know if the stream is like terribly laggy or if it's just my phone. But Dan says, what are your thoughts on the Avalon Nano 3? The Avalon Nano 3S is probably what you want to look at. It's 6 terahash, comes in about 140 watts, give or take. It's a perfect miner to get started, a perfect miner to test things out. It's a great miner to learn about mining, which is a good avenue to go. And that's why I recommend it. It is bugging on TikTok. Oh, man. Okay, well, let me fix that in a minute. You know, I'm going to fix it. Let's do this. I'm going to restart the live stream on TikTok, Dan. So, hello. We're going to do this right here live. I'm going to kill it. I've never had issues with TikTok. but this phone is like not having it. So hang on, guys. Hang with me. This is my old phone, actually. I got the new iPhone 17 Pro Max, fancy. This is my old phone, and like it is dying here. I don't know what is going on with it, but it is so sluggish. So I'm gonna try to reboot this. It's really hot too. I don't know why. There's no case on it or anything. It is incredibly slow right now. Maybe one of the reasons we got a new phone. Oh my word, it is like... Let's see if we can fix this, and then we can get back to our questions. Dude, I just typed in my PIN, and it's just sitting here. What is wrong with this phone right now? This was not this bad. This was not this bad when I was using this at all. You couldn't use this. You couldn't use this phone if you wanted to. Oh, there we go. Reboot it. When in doubt, reboot, right? All right, while this is rebooting. Oh, there we go. It's rebooting. Let me just catch up on the live chat, and then we'll take some more questions here in a minute. Android is better. I moved over to iPhone for the camera and the picture quality as a content creator. Yeah, I think the Nano 3 is great. TikTok banned my live streaming. Oh no, it was just a city webcam. Really? Wow, that's weird, Barry. That's so odd. I bet you had a lot of people tune in on that. All right, I hit restart, and look. I hit restart button. I don't think it's restarting. I know, that's right. This is my old phone. There's no SIM in it or anything. I'm now booting it back up manually. This is a Galaxy, I think it's like a 22 plus or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, I moved from this. I never get the latest and greatest until I went with the new iPhone. It was a business expense, but dude, this is so much heavier, by the way, than this guy. Big difference. All right. I'm going to wait for that to come up here. Oh, there we go. So before I go live streaming, let me just like, it sounds terrible, like log into it, swipe into it, and let it load these apps. Like, phone is starting. Let's let that load, and then we'll go ahead and start up the TikTok screen, the stream, and hopefully that fixes things. You know what I mean? Okay. So let's see. Let me go back to questions here. I will start the TikTok stream over again in a minute. Let me see. I just want to see where we ended off. How's the Z9 doing for you? I'm still happy that I bought the A9 Z Master right after I watched your video on the Z9. Still treating me good. Yeah, so funny story. I want to make sure I make this entirely clear, Rizzo. I think you already know this. I bought the Z9 before the Zcash pump. So I want to make sure people aren't like, oh, well, did you buy that till you make a bunch of the Zcash? No, I actually bought it before then. Got it in. I actually got it from Bitcoin Merch, and I just hadn't had a chance to do a video on it. So the video for the Z9 Mini was not like, oh, I'm going to make buku bucks. My goal was with that unit was to stack Pirate Chain. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I let it run, and all I'm doing is stacking Pirate Chain with it. I just looked at Pirate Chain over like the years, and like it's had some really good pumps. So I'm like, great, I'm going to run it and then wait for the next pump and sell some and take some profit from it. So that's kind of where I am with the Z9. But glad yours is doing well. Where did you end up getting your A9 Z Master? And hopefully you got it before like the craziness going on with Zcash, because all the prices went up. Yeah, so like I can't even swipe on this phone right now. This is terrible. This is terrible. Oh, let me take this call real quick here. I gotta take this. It's my wife who's calling. my wife calling me, forgetting that I'm in the middle of a live stream, and I'm like, and she's like wanting to chat things up. I'm like, listen, can we chat about it after my live stream? She's like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were in the middle of your live stream. So yeah, all right. So I figured out on that phone, by the way, that I had here, it was running a software update on it, and so it was like freaking out. So I'm not gonna re-kick off the TikTok on it today. I'm gonna have to update it. But yeah, it was running it. It was no wonder it was going so slow and all choppy. It was like running this massive software update on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on over here? All right, so this question comes in from Ranch Hand. I have several Raspberry Pis and a Chromebook sitting around. What can I do with them? Your Raspberry Pis, you can run a Bitcoin node with them. We were talking about earlier. You can put Umbrel OS on that. I have a full video and guide on that. You can run your own Bitcoin node. The Chromebook, you can't really do anything with it. A Chromebook is pretty much a glorified tablet. And so that's not really going to do much for you. But the Raspberry Pis, you could run some nodes on it, Bitcoin node, Caspa node, and then you could buy like a small home solo miner and run to those. I think that would be a great way to go. Question coming in here from Astronaut. Like the spelling of that. Does connecting to your own node for solo mining better? What's the difference does it make? So when you mine to your own solo node, the value there is that your latency is significantly lower. And so the school of thought is the latency between the miner and the actual pool is important for when trying to hit blocks. The lower the latency, the better. The other avenue is when you hit a block, the pool that you're mining to, needs to go ahead and then it, and I don't know the technical side of it, but it syncs with the entire blockchain. And if it doesn't do it fast enough, you actually get an abandoned or an orphan block, and you don't get that reward. So you want like the best, the fastest you can. That's why you'll see a lot of people that are like, I have, solo mining is great to have fiber with for the faster connection, or to run your own node at home with fiber is even better. So hopefully that answers your question there. The nice thing is to run a Bitcoin node from home is like so cheap, so easy to use, and not overly technical. What hosting What hosting sites are there legit? Most scams, as in the UK. It'll cost me 34. What? Well, what hosting sites are there legit? Most are scams here. Okay, yeah, got you. I was just trying to understand. Yeah, so the cost for your kilowatt hour cost over there in the UK is insane. It's pure robbery. They're just stealing from people, and I think that's crazy. That being said, I actually just got back from Terra hosting out in Indiana, and I want to make sure I make this clear. You don't need to be in the country to host the miners in that country. However, I personally will not ship my miners to other countries to get hosted, because there's been too many horror stories I've heard of countries like South Africa or Paraguay or Brazil or Russia where ASIC, now granted, these aren't in the state like the US is in, but these miners are sent there, and then mining gets banned there and your equipment's gone, gets fully seized and taken over. Sending units to the US I think is significantly different, and maybe I'm just a little bit favor the US from that side, a little bit biased, but shipping units to the US should not concern you at all, let alone buying units. It might be easier to just buy them in the US and have them sent there. But yeah, I was at Terra hosting. They do hosting, they do full kit and caboodle, white glove hosting. I also have units hosted at Block Ops Mining in the US. They're in Arkansas. I'm actually going to Arkansas Monday. And then Compass Mining, they have multiple locations in the US, and Simple Mining, they have multiple locations in Iowa. So if you're on my website, go to the website for questions just like this, thehobbyistminer.io. And under where to buy in the top right hand corner, there is an ASIC hosting section, and there are details, who to talk to, who to email, their websites, and mining farm tours of these locations. Educate yourself, schedule calls with them, ask all the questions you have. If you still have questions, you can book time with me on the top right hand corner of the site. I talk with a ton of people one-on-one about what their plans are, what their budget is, where they want to go, and kind of walking them through and getting them connected right with the right hosting company, as well as with buying the right miner. So hopefully Dodo that answers your question there. There we go. Lucky in chat talking about using a Raspberry Pi for Umble. That's awesome. What's up, Subpirate? Is there an ASIC running in the background? What's that noise? You guys have a noise? Subpirate? You sure? Or is other people hearing a noise? Yeah, my mic's not picking up anything. I got nothing running. Oh, you went to a college close to Terra hosting. That's very, very cool. Thank you, Joey, for posting that. Do appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know, Zapirate. Are you guys hearing like a loud noise in the background on my mic? He's saying, I saw that comment. I was like, what is he talking about? That's very weird. All right, let me go back to questions here. Let's answer some more questions here. Let's see. Going down our list. You guys have had some good ones today. This was the music. Your volume is very low. Really? You guys, that would be news to me as well. No one else has said anything all streams, a pirate. Is it just you? Is it the music? Let's look here. That's maxed out. That looks good. Just checking here. Just checking. I mean, I can turn the music down more, but my mic is up. I can turn my mic up a little bit more, but not much. You guys tell me in chat. You guys let me know. I wasn't hearing anything. It's weird. You threw me off. You threw me off. Am I drinking moonshine? No, this is water. In Pennsylvania, in central Pennsylvania, it's common to drink out of a mason jar. We have a ton of these all over the place. Let's see. Jumping on here. This comes in from Ann Kahan. I really like your background decorations. Where do you get them from? They're just from all different places that I've been. Everything's good. Okay, yeah. I mean, the stuff behind me is very much just items that I've collected over time. You know, here, I'll turn on my light real quick. You can see, you know, look, there's like, these are all model cars up here. These are some old GPUs or over, let's see, which finger? This one? Yeah. 470, 580, the blue edition. There's even a Ryzen 7 up here. Old Nintendo, old games are all over here. And there's all different stuff on the shelves over here. Old Nintendo games and all different stuff. Stickered up ASIC. I just love like all that little knick-knacky stuff. And I always think it looks good. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like that. Would you recommend any ASIC repair hosting facilities for people in the United Kingdom? So I can't recommend any repair facilities in the UK, but it may be worth it. I recently partnered up with a company and I tested them before I partnered with them because I wanted to find a really good repair company. And I'm actually working with now. I sent out a unit. The turnaround time was awesome, got all repaired. And then I was like, hey, we should work together. On my site, the Hobbyist Miner, that was linked earlier, Joey or Nick linked it, thehobbystminer.io, under where to buy, there is an ASIC repair section. Or if you're in my Discord, go to ASIC repair. There's a company called Antminer Repair. Great group of guys over there. They're actually based out of Florida. And man, they know their stuff. Like, you can send your hash boards individually to them. You can send your whole ASIC to them. I sent my whole ASIC to be safe. But it may make sense for you to reach out to them because it may honestly, like, even though the cost is going to be more, it might make sense to ship your unit from the UK over to them. And maybe not the whole ASIC, maybe just like the hash board or something like that. But reach out to them. I think that would be a really good avenue to go. I am very happy with using them, and now they're a partner on the channel, and it's the only repair company that I'm recommending to people now. I was using BT miners, but wasn't thrilled after using them after a few repairs. They did okay. Some longer lead times, took a while to get back to me. The repairs weren't the best. So that's why right now I'm just strictly recommending Antminer Repair. Yeah, check it out on the website over there, thehobbystminer.io, under ASIC repairs. I think that'll be super helpful for you guys, which will be good. Let's look at that. Look at that Ryzen 7. Yeah, you saw that. Nice. Nice. I'm glad you checked that out. It's posted on Kanan's website under service. I'm not sure what you're saying, Dave. Maybe I missed something there, Dave. Maybe I did. Let's see. All right, let me keep going through my questions here. We got some great questions you guys are posting. We're gonna wrap things up, guys, in about 15 minutes or so. But yeah, great questions so far. What to mine in 2026? Great question. Very broad question. I think it depends on your hardware. For me, I am really focused on Bitcoin mining and script mining. That is something that I've been focused on over the last 2 years or so. Now, I still do have a decent amount. I have 11 ASIC miners still on Caspa. I'm not going to ruin it. Tune into tomorrow's video. I sit down with Greater Good Mining to talk at length about Caspa mining right now. But I'm more focused on Bitcoin and script mining. I'm trying to set myself up to be in a better position if the market decides to really go down. But man, it dipped harder than I expected. But everything's kind of returning back, slowly getting back up. I think by the new year, we'll be back to 100K, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm really focused on Bitcoin and script. I think a lot of the other altcoins are just a huge gamble. If you can get in early on some of these altcoins, fantastic. It'll put you in a good spot. But outside of that, coming into these altcoins late is unfortunately is tough. It's definitely tough. Should I buy an ant miner or a what's miner? Which ones are generally more durable? So ASIC miners, crypto miners in general, don't put the word durable next to them. You're not dropping these. It isn't like a Milwaukee drill. We're like, how's the durability of these things? Now, the longevity and the lifetime of these units, they'll last like forever, but you will replace parts. You will have to get parts repaired. I've seen ASIC miners run for 1 hour and have to get repaired. I've seen ASIC miners run for 8 years and never need a repair. So it really varies. I will say, and I had a video out on this not too long ago on Bitmain's kind of being their repairs have been very scammy. That Bitmain itself, the quality of their products are garbage. They used to be a lot better quality during the early S19 series, but anything newer, just expect problems. I've gotten miners out of the box that have problems. I've gotten miners with bad fans that are easy to swap out. I've gotten miners with bad hashboard. I would say 1 in every 5 ASIC miners from Bitmain I have an issue with now, and have to get them repaired in some capacity. I would say if you're looking for an ASIC that, like, who's an ASIC company then that I recommend that has very little repair issues or problems, I would recommend AlphaPex for all your script miners. I think that's a better way to go. Kanan's much better as well. What's Miner I haven't dabbled into a lot. I do have a What's Miner M60 that's been running great. I've had no issues with it, so hopefully that kind of helps out a little bit there. Yeah, I would stay, if you have an option, I would stay away from Bitmain just because of so many issues. Their quality of product's terrible. I mean, I don't even think they test them. We as the consumer end up having to deal with it. So yeah, hopefully that helps out. Great question there coming in from Oscar. Question coming in from Rizzo. Do you swap miners from the shed to inside your house in the winter? Today is 55 here in Indiana, but tomorrow's going to bring that in. I have, if you guys remember, I have the video not too long ago, Rizzo, where I have an S19K Pro hooked up to my return duct. I'm using just that and heating my house. I'm sorry, I do have an Avalon Q in my son's bedroom above our garage because it gets extra cool, but the rest of the house is being heated from an S19K Pro, and that's been great. In the past, I would take like small home miners like the Nano 3 and stuff and put them in different rooms, jazz miners, put them in different rooms, but I was tired of messing with all of those, so I go ahead and just in my basement right now, I just have that set up, and that's worked out really nicely, and that's heating my house with the Erlacher system. Great question. All right, let's jump back here to live chat, see what's going on over there, see what people are chatting about. All right, let's see. Make sure if you guys have questions that you use the white bar at the top and post your questions there so I can catch up on them quickly, find them and get to them in order. Altair Tech stopping in. Hey, what's going on here? Welcome. Love your work. Keep it up. Oh, well, thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. That is awesome. Appreciate the praise. Guys, we're going to be live here for 10 more minutes. Each Tuesday, we are live from 12:30 to 2 doing pure Q&A, just like this. Quick fire Q&A, having a lot of fun with it. We're not only live on YouTube and on Twitter, hello Twitterverse. We were live on TikTok until my phone ran an update, so that kind of sucks. But I'm gonna deal with that after the stream. This is my old phone that I was live streaming with because I didn't want my new phone to be held up by anything if I needed it for anything. Like I got a phone call earlier, but the old phone, like, oh, we're gonna run an update in the middle of your TikTok live stream, and it just made the entire thing crawl. So yes, and then as I said, we'll have Twitch launching in January 1st. We're going to start using Twitch as well, and then Instagram once we hit 1,000 followers. So any platform you're on, just want to make sure that I can reach you. Let's see here. Techman comes in with his question: have you used high efficiency pads instead of paste on small ASICs? I'm going to try my OG Nano 3. Oh, let me find this paste real quick. Hang on. All right, so I wanted to get paste to repaste my S21s and S21 Pros because in the spring and summer they constantly have heat issues and I need to clock them down. So I actually looked at some recommendations, and I bought this Maxtor thermal paste. Now this is 12 Kelvin. A lot of the times the ASICs that you get, like your normal, that like pink flesh looking thermal paste is actually 3. This is 12, and I actually chatted with the guys at Novomod. I was at their repair facility. They use around 6 to 9. So when I showed them this, they were like, oh, that's absolutely awesome. So this is like thick. This is all not quite peanut butter thick, but this is definitely thick. And it's this like gray color. And I've used this on a few home miners so far, and it's worked out perfectly. And I've had great success with it and done a really good job. If you want a link to this, I'm just going to link you back over there again. A mod can put it in chat. TheHobbyistMiner.io, where to buy. I think it's under mining accessories, and I have a direct link to that. I would highly recommend it. It's worked out great for me, and I've had no issues moving forward. So that's been nice and worked out good. Let's see, what other questions do we have here before we wrap up today's stream? Coming in from Bare Naked Miner, are you doing anything special for Thanksgiving? We're hosting Thanksgiving here. We haven't hosted Thanksgiving here yet with my family and my parents and my grandparents and my sister's family and my mother-in-law. So they're all coming here. So I actually am doing my first turkey. I've never done a turkey before. So I'm doing my first turkey. We actually not getting a frozen one. I reserved one locally here from a butcher locally that gets them in. A bunch of people had recommended it. My son is actually going to do it with me. We're going to pick it up tomorrow morning. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Am I doing anything for Black Friday? Nope. Creating content, doing work. Nothing crazy. I will have, I don't know what you guys are looking for like Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, but I am going to keep an eye out for 4090s and 5090s. I'm not looking for any ASIC hardware right now. I have enough for right now, which I always say that, right? I just have more miners to put in place right now than I have installed yet. So like I still got plenty. But yeah, I'm going to be looking for 4090s and 5090s. But yeah. You're looking for pads, not paste. I recommend you go paste and not go pads with ASIC miners. I think you're taking the GPU miner mindset looking for pads, and I would recommend the paste, to be honest with you. I've just heard of much better success with paste, except for the Alphabet units, but they come factory with the pad. So it is a little bit different in that regard. All right, let's see. Cooking channel coming soon. That's right. That's right. 100%. 100%. All right, guys, we got about 8 more minutes left. Feel free to get your questions in via that white bar at the top, and we'll go from there. Favorite Thanksgiving side dish? My grandmother makes a corn. It's not like a corn pudding. It's like a corn. I guess it could be a corn casserole. It's like corn, but it has like almost like cornbread on top too. And it's like creamy. Oh, it's so good. But other than that, dude, I am a sucker for like good garlic mashed potatoes. Oh, guys, man, it's not eating time yet. All right, we still got 2 days. You guys calm down over there. You guys calm down for sure. Any recommendations to install Windows on a non-TPM B250 board? So why? So a B250 is a mining dedicated motherboard. At least is my understanding. So you should just be running Hive OS on there. If you're gonna try to run Windows on there, you have to use what is it? Rufus. Rufus has a ISO with Windows where you can turn off the TPM check. You can turn off a lot of those other Windows 11 checks. It's just a checkbox it has when you're doing the install, and that'll make it, and then that'll work. So yeah, look at a you don't use Boolean Etcher, you use a program called Rufus, which does the image onto the USB drive, and then you'll be in a better place. So that should help you out. But good question there, Joker. Getting us in that Thanksgiving mood already. That's a PA staple. Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, J Styles. Do you remember what that's called? I'm not remembering. With a $800 budget, should I get a Canon Mini 3 or an AlphaPex DG Home Mini? So the DG Home Minis haven't shipped yet. The Canon Mini 3s are great, but I think Canon's releasing a new series in Q1 of their home miners. So I would actually take your $800 and just sit on it, because the DG Home Mini, DG Home 2 Mini hasn't released yet. I think that's Q1, and Canon has some units coming. So I would not actually buy either of those. I would hold out, because you're gonna be mad if like you buy it and then 2 months later they have like the next model and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known. Now, are the prices going to be super low? No, but that's definitely something to keep in mind. Yes, hello from Spain. Welcome. What are you doing over here hanging out with me, coming in from Spain? Thank you. Do appreciate that. What time is it in Spain right now? It's probably 7, 8 o'clock at night is my guess. Corn pudding casserole. There it is. See? Oh, there you go. You did know it. There you go. You're on it. Rizzo says, I had to repaste a board on my A9 that had old school plastic type silicone thermal pads, was overheating before, and now it's fine. That's awesome. Good job. Did you end up putting thermal pads on them, or did you end up doing paste? Very, very curious what direction you ended up going with that. Altair Check just released their Black Friday deals. Nice. Anything good? You find anything where you're like, ooh, I want to get one of those? What are you guys looking for Black Friday? I'm very curious. Like, over the next week or two, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, what is it? ASIC miners? Is it home solo miners? Is it GPUs? What are you looking for? Let me know. Comment in chat. I'd love to know from you guys. Thermal paste. Oh, you went with Arctic Silver. Okay. Yeah, I know on GPUs, I used to use a lot of, or CPUs, MX4. I know like Panda likes to use MX6 for his ASICs. But yeah, I've had great success with this crazy paste. So I'm going to keep on keeping on with it. I haven't done a full-size ASIC miner with it, but I'm definitely hyped to do an S. I say that now. Hit me. Oh my gosh, up too late. I'm definitely hyped for trying out repasting the S21 S21 Pros. I know it's winter now, like we're getting into fall winter now actually, but like I want to do those over the winter. When I do hit spring and summer, those S21 and S21 Pros are running nice. They need a full blowout, full cleaning, new paste on those. Definitely do. I'll probably do those off camera though. I know some people I know like Panda does a lot of that stuff on camera, but I'm like, the Hammer Time miner, Lucky says, that's a good call. I think Helium Deploy is the only one selling those right now, but I might be mistaken. Cardboard lottery tickets. Something's got to hit. There you go. That is a good mindset to have. It'll hit eventually, right? It's got to happen eventually, at one time or another. So I can totally understand that. Yeah, when are we doing that with the sheds? I don't know what you're asking. What do you mean, Joey? I cleaned the crap out of with it 91% alcohol, repasted, dropped like, yeah, nice. Some of them, honestly, it's just a good cleaning on an ASIC with new paste, and like it goes a really long way. Like I used to do that a lot with GPUs, right? Like GPU, a full cleaning, repasting them, it goes a long way. That thermal paste just doesn't hold up long term, dries out, and just new paste is fantastic. And so that's the same thing I'm looking at with an ASIC miner. Is like literally just blow it out, strip it down to parts, take off your heat sinks, clean it hardcore. I like using the 99.9% isotopic alcohol. It's like the medical grade. Clean that sucker, put on new paste, put it back together. And the challenge is something like that traditionally with one ASIC takes like an hour by itself. So that definitely is quite a bit. And yeah, we'll definitely have to see. Blowing everything out, nothing as of now. Not doing anything as of right now. My next project on my sheds is the immersion. I have 2 immersion kits. I'm waiting to, like, I'm going to be doing a week of immersion stuff on my channel. So it'll literally be, I need to drain my existing oil out of my system I have here at home. I need to move the system over to the new shed, install it. And then I also have a second immersion system that I need to install over there as well. Then get the miners in, get the oil in. So like the tough part is I don't have the new oil yet. So I don't want to do the project quite yet. Once the new oil gets here, I'm waiting for it to get here. Then I'm literally going to take a week. And it's like, I know not everybody's a huge fan of immersion, let alone full-size ASICs, but like I'm just taking a week and it's going to be vlog style getting those projects done, because it's going to be a lot of work. But it'll be nice when those immersion miners are absolutely up and running. I have a S21 XP immersion, and I have a Canon Avalon 1566 immersion unit, dedicated immersion units. And I'm hyped because usually I'm used to converting air-cooled units to immersion, and I'm just going straight immersion units, which is great. Your Gecko solo miner just came in. Nice. I'll go set it up. All right, guys, that's going to wrap things up for today's live stream. I do appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me today. We will have another live stream next Tuesday. Or actually, no, next Tuesday I'll be traveling. Dang it. The week after that, we will do another live stream just like this. Full Q&A. That will happen here in 2 weeks, and we'll go from there. All right, you guys have a great one, and I'll chat with you guys next time. Take care.